If you are planning anarchy, you prepare yourself. Prepare, because that's what the Constitution has asked us to do. You don't expect a director of CID to turn into a pastor. There are people who can do this work very well, of spiritual work. I was avoiding the politics. I think the DPP has done very well to explain to you. Are we plotting to, you know? The truth is, we should assure Ugandans that we are working day and night to ensure we have a free and fair election. There will be no chaos here. If you are busy planning chaos, then you should expect the system to come for you. I don't want, my Lord, I don't want to lie to Ugandans. That's why you pay us. That's why we are holding these offices. Our people must have a peaceful election, and whoever is planning to threaten our people, regardless of the political colors, our work in the Constitution is to make sure that does not happen. So I will be lying to you, the fourth estate that you see, we are going to sit down and smile as you burn the city, that one will not happen. If you are planning anarchy, you prepare yourself. Prepare, because that's what the Constitution has asked us to do. You don't expect a director of CID to turn into a pastor. There are people who can do this work very well, of spiritual work. So the work of a director of CID is really to make sure the bad people don't disorganize our society. So I want to say this on record to all of you so that you don't have doubts. But as I said, we are going to operate within the Constitution. And that's why the DPP is here. That's why the DPP is supposed to guide me to make sure that whatever we are doing it within the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And I don't think that Constitution says anarchy is also okay, to burn people's homes. So with those remarks, so she has taught me that very well. So I am very guarded on discussing cases which are already in court. But what I can tell you, every investigation we undertake, say for example cooperatives, there will be so many allegations, there will be so many complaints, and the public would want us to just, I think, go in, even those who are innocent. So the purpose why we are paid a salary and why DPP is supposed to check on the evidence is to say, is it actually true Galiwango is directly criminally responsible for this? It's not about populism. So that's why you see that sometimes slowness. Indeed, you can find much of the public says this man is a thief. But when you check, the man has never signed anywhere. The man has no traces for you to take him to court. And you know, when you go to those courts, the judge will demand that you actually have proof on the table. So part of our dilemma, and I think the demand by the Constitution, is to make sure that we investigate and the DPP is satisfied and the courts have concrete evidence in order to administer justice. So I hear your frustration. In fact, for me, if it was not for her and the Constitution, sometimes we would go back to our old traditional system. They just say, Galiwango, you're a thief. Whether I have not seen, we put you there. And the Wananchi, we shoot you. But is that what the Constitution says? There must be fairness. And since we operate in a legal framework, we must accept that these processes must be completed. Unless it is terrorism, unless it is certain categories where we can't wait. If somebody has stolen money, why don't we investigate? And then when we are satisfied, then we come for you. If you have realized, these days, you know, we have even put a permanent gate now at Chivuli. These days, when we call you here, many times getting out is very hard. Have you observed that, Galwa? Because by the time we call you, it means we have done our work. And I think you as members of the press, I'm sure you may have observed. Because by the time we invite you, it means we have done a lot of work. And I think that is what we should do, that to avoid premature arrests. Do your work, do it well. When you are satisfied, go for somebody. That's why you are lucky today you came, you will go. But others, when we invite them, they have a problem leaving this place because it means we have a good case on you by the time we come for you. But I think my sister, the DPP, is going to talk about a bit on the program. We have issues to do with human rights, which we have invited experts to come and talk to our people, how to operate within the law. We have issues of land, like there are a lot of issues we want to talk to them about. But all this is aimed at improving the quality of our services to Ugandans. So thank you very much.
Who handle the bulk of these cases, because we see that land cases are becoming like a boiling point for most of the cases. Even defilements come out of land wrangles. Murders, attempted murder, threatening violence, all the assaults, all the cases you can think of, actually. So we think that if we focus on land cases, we can actually be able to reduce some of these cases. So those are some of the offenses that we are going to be discussing on. And I think Director CID already answered for Judith, and your last question of why CID is not allowing journalists in. We know that you are our greatest allies. You know, the press. The press is a very important equation, by the way, in the fight against corruption, in the fight against crime. The press is a very important ally for us. We would rather give you the truth than you manufacturing your own truth, because the truth every day might become untruth every day. So we would rather give you so that you say out and you help us to disseminate this to the wider audience. And for Judith, what are the challenges that you hope to get with the CID? I think Director CID ably answered that one, and I will not repeat that. And I think he also touched on what Veronica was talking about, that with the two-day meeting yield fruits during elections. Definitely, if we are better prepared, and if our staff, our foot soldiers, actually know how to react. Director CID has already told you very point blank that the ones we go for are the wrong elements. If you plan to do wrong, we shall definitely, and you pay us to do that. Otherwise, we shall not be doing our work. So if there are wrong elements, we shall help you and clean up the environment and remove them first, as the good people enjoy, because we have to enjoy. This country is for us.